Alright, it's the middle of turn 5, the final turn. So just to warn you people, this is going to be the last awesome turn of the game. There's one remaining turn, but it's probably not going to be awesome. You should probably just actually stop playing now. Save yourself the trouble. Okay, over here, the Grots' resolve broke. They began to flee, failing to shoot the Terminator to bits. Over here, a well-placed orbital bombardment from the Planet Killer managed to destroy a large swath of the crisis suits, and some handy shooting from the Tyranids, both from the Biovore and the Hive Tyrant. Managed to fell another one. Everything's doing fairly well over there. Spawn and Armin charged into combat over there. All is well. Over here, the scouts of pure invincibility continue to hold up, with one member remaining in combat against Zaz of the Broken Sword, or Ibrahim, which name do you like better?
That's pretty good. I think Zaz.
Zaz of the Broken Sword, yeah. He's already painted, but if he wasn't, he would get painted next. Back here, the Knobs charged into the assault squad and regulated it, destroying it all. However, poor Abaddon the Despoiler was felled in combat, but he did well. Let's see, the bikes were wiped out in combat by the Emperor's champion. The Ork bikes, that were, it is. Tyranids lost many gods to shooting, however there are still plenty more in there. Tyrant and gone scythed through the remaining conscripts, however the Commissar in there is still holding strong. Still bloody combat raging within the sanctum there. Alright, smoke is cleared, and the game is a draw. Both sides have fought to a standstill, both sides holding one objective, and the other 3 are contested. It's been grim. The combined Orc and Chaos Horde has been reduced to a mere 17 models, off of what I was initially starting with. Zaz of the Broken Sword has failed and was felled, costing the game. So he is going to now embark on a quest of redemption, and one day, perhaps, he can regain the favor of the gods. So yeah, that's pretty much it to report. Everything's contested. But all in all, it was, when we look back on this, we can say this, it was bloody. Yes. So, final words.
So, overall, the plan to further the greater good today did not go perfectly well, in that, well, we didn't win. We didn't lose either, but as you've heard, but I think we did pretty good. I shockingly found that all my railguns have actually survived the battle. They did a pretty good job throughout, managed to take out some very important things. My plan to drop the rapid insertion force in and take the objectives from the side of the table in one swift fell swoop did not go so well. It just never, the shots, even with marker light hits, just failed to wound anything. I just like the Siege and 4+ invul saves on Space Marines. That was rather annoying. But yeah, other than that, though, things went pretty well. The stealth suits managed to you know, do their work in the back there, and yeah, we managed to do some good, managed to hold the line somewhat in the back here. I'm also surprised that my human auxiliaries are actually pretty much all still alive, with the exception of the ones that were, you know, bombed by the yeah,
Demon
Shell. Space. Hmm?
Demon Shell?
Demon Shell, that was oh, that was what it is. The Demon Shell consumed some in a burning pyre of warp fire and death. But yeah, so, you know, tie game, but not too bad. Looking forward to future chances to, you know, further the cause, you know. Looking forward to some of that greater good action there.
Alright. Oh, Can honestly say I didn't see that coming. I guess I gotta say, props definitely have to go out to the Scout Power Fist who single-handedly made anything possible for us ever. The props go out to the respective commanders, except for a select few. I'm looking at you, stupid chaplain. Who have actually held their duty, held their work, and did a great damn good job. The most important props, however, with the exception of the scouts, go to the mystics. Without them, all would have been lost. And now I just don't know what I'll do without them. I personally have to condone the Terminators over there for failing so horribly. I also have to condemn the Baneblade for failing so horribly. And even more, I must condemn the Tech Marine for failing the most horribly in keeping the Baneblade together. I don't care if a High Elf is shooting at you, you better hold it together. And that's basically it. It was a fun game, and I'm looking forward to getting horribly shot at again next time.
Alright, that was like $400 well spent. I suppose my MVP would most likely be the Hierophant. It took out the Baneblade, the Land Raider, and more than its points worth in the other side. Took out so much enemy fire that probably would have decimated the rest of my force. Trigun, not as good, but still draws the first potential away from the rest. Overall, no other units really stood out. My massive deep strike attack, the Mycetic Spore, the Subterranean Swarm, and Gene Stealer Infestation was hindered slightly by the Mystics and being somewhat outnumbered when they appeared. So, still, they drew the attention away from the main wave. But as for the Necrons, they did, pretty well. They took out a couple of enemies. They didn't ultimately take their objective, but they did survive, despite being of a relatively small number. So, yeah.
Well, sadly, we were undone. Not all the way, but partially. My forces, they did one thing very well, and that's they died a lot. My army, which initially numbered over 400 models, was reduced to a mere 18 by the time the game was over. Now, I'd like to give a moment to let that set in. Alright. Things to remember. Remember your orbital barrages from turn 1. That's always a good thing to know. Yeah. If you have a lot of stuff to, if you have over 400 models to deploy, just a bit of advice, 5 minutes is not enough. Just remember that, okay? VIPs, I guess, would go to be Zaz of the Broken Sword, even though, because of him, the game was lost. He did manage to hold up a lot longer than I thought he would, and therefore he will be given the chance to redeem himself in a series of scenarios which I have yet to devise. Yeah, other than that, things went alright, I guess. Being shot to pieces, really. Completely and utterly. It's painful. Makes me sad. But there is light. I've learned valuable things, and therefore I shall bring ruination to them all next time.
You guys are my best friends, through thick and thin. We've always been together, we're four of a kind, having fun all day, palling around and laughing away. Just best friends are we. love you guys.